Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Amin bin Abdul Jalil. First of all, before I start this video, I would like to express my feeling of gratitude and thanks to Puan Maziah and Hablem Oil Gas for giving me such an opportunity to submit this video regarding the available post of Technical Sales Executive at Hablem Oil Gas. I hope that I could nail this session. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you. Moving to the first question, to the first part of about myself, I am truly originated from Penang. I was born in Hospital Suranjaya, Bukit Matajam, and my both parents are retirees. They have just retired from the government sector as supporting staffs. My father has been retiring for more than 2 years, and so my mom. And I have 3 siblings, including me, which I am the youngest, I'm the youngest out of the 3 siblings. I have an elder brother and elder sister, and I have just graduated from University of Technology Malaysia Skudai August last year, in the Petroleum Engineering degree. Actually, I am so glad to have graduated as a school of year 2020, despite of the pandemic. I have successfully graduated with that degree, and it is such a memorable memory to have graduated during such pandemic situation. And talking about what is my target in my own career pathway, and I could tell you that I would love to merge into a career which could develop my skills. Both of my technical skills and people skills. You know that about the technical skills, everyone could learn the technical and be an expert in that particular technical area. But the people skills, it is a very important thing to learn and to gain at this moment. And that is why I would tell you that I would love to be in such career which could develop the way that I could deal with people, and as well as to be an expert in such a particular technical skills. And I would love to be an important engineering technocrat in my own industry, which is in the oil and gas industry. And I would love to discover more on the technical sales or procurement area, and that is why I believe that this opportunity would be a right track for me in order to pursue my dream and target in my own career pathway. Despite of all the target in my career, I would share with you guys about a few of my weaknesses. The first thing is that about the spontaneity. I could say that it is a good example of attitude to have about dealing with spontaneity. But I could say that I'm a kind of person who could work well with a better preparation. So I'm a kind of person who can't really handle anything at the spot without any notification or without any prior information. So I'm a kind of person who could work well with a better preparation and schedule. But I could tell you that I am working to overcome that kind of weakness, because I have come into a realization that not everything in this life could have worked well, very smooth. Sometimes there was a bit of lag there and here, so I would have to always be prepared for any ad hoc task. So that is my first weakness. And the second part of my weakness that I've been trying to overcome is that about the attitude of being too honest. I could tell you a story when I was an intern at one company back in 2019. I was being too honest until there was a moment that I have a call with our own competitor, and until I didn't realize that I was telling everything about the information of the bidding to our own competitor. So I could have tell them about the important informations about the bid, even if in real life they are our competitor. So those are my first two of weaknesses that I've been trying to be honest until this prime moment that I've been working in a real job. I believe that to be an honest is a good attitude to have, but not to be too straight or to be too honest. Sometimes we need to play smart. It doesn't mean to have to tell everything, to be really transparent about the important things or the confidential things. I'll continue with my next weakness that I could share with you guys is that about supporting my own co-workers or my colleagues. So it is not that I couldn't help my co-workers, but there's a part that I could help. But if it is in the case of that when I have to take over that task in the middle of the process, so I don't know I don't really know the real process from the beginning, and then I have to take over from the middle of the process. So I would be a bit confused with that task, unless it is a simple process or it is a process or it is a work that I have been getting used to it, so it's okay. But to take over the co-workers task from the middle, so it could be quite a tough moment for me. But I believe that it is not a sin or a mistake to help people, to help our co-workers, even it is in the middle of the work. But at least I have to be really familiar with that process flow, and so I could help my own co-workers with that pending works from the middle until the end of the work. So that is my third weakness to share with you guys. So those are the first three weaknesses that I could share with you guys about myself, and I'm going to continue with the next weakness that I could share with you guys, which is about the procrastinating attitude of mine as long as it meets the deadlines. I believe that the attitude of procrastinating is a disease within every one of us, but I do realize that it is not a really good attitude to practice on a daily basis. So as a way or a method for me to overcome those kind of attitude is that I would love to set up my own priority of works based on the level of urgency so that I could complete my works. It is not that I procrastinate, but it is just a matter of completing the utmost urgent work first, and then following with the less urgent works, and that is my way to overcome that kind of procrastinating attitude. And I would like to share with you guys my fifth weakness, or my last weakness in this video, which is about the attitude of being perfectionist. Actually, being perfectionist is really sick and is really tiring, and it is okay. It is a lovely attitude, actually, to have everything that we are working on to be everything perfect, everything in a good condition, everything is with a good result. But it is a tiring process to go through. But and this kind of attitude would have to force me to check my works all over again, and that is why it is so tiring. So one of my methods to overcome those kind of so-called perfectionist attitude is that I would try my best to complete those work at very best performance at the first time, so that I wouldn't have to check the result of the work all over again for the second time, for the third time, or maybe for the fourth time. So it could save time, and it could be a less tiring process to not be a really perfectionist person. So those are my five weaknesses that I could share with you guys, and I've been trying to improve on those weaknesses, and hopefully that I could be a better person after I overcome all of those weaknesses. So enough about my weaknesses, so I'm gonna jump into the next question, which is what is my future planning in 3 years of time about my career. So I'm gonna tell you guys that I'm a person, I'm a student, I'm a graduate who had the experience in the technical sales area. So I think and I believe that undeniably I'm going to stay in the oil and gas industry if I would be given a chance to be with Hablem. And I am looking for an opportunity in the sales engineering to be a technical sales engineer, because this kind of profession would help me to develop myself within the expertise of the people skills and also the technical skills, and it is a really meaningful skills to develop, and that is my planning for the upcoming 3 years of time, which is to stay in the industry and to pursue my dream in the technical sales area, whether as an executive or as a sales engineer. So next is about my hobby. So what are my hobbies? I'm going to share with you guys at least about 2 of my favorite hobbies that I would do on a daily basis. So the first one is about the hobby of listening to English musics, English songs, and also to watch a few of English crime series such as the Law and Order or the CSI. And I would love to do this hobby, to practice this hobby, because I would love to improve my English, because I do realize that English is the lingua franca in the business. In whichever business, English is the main medium language, and I have to master that kind of language. So that is why I have opted for this first hobby, which is to listen to any songs and watching a series, English series, so that I could improve my English every day. And the next hobby that I could tell to you guys is that I would love to read any motivational materials, whether it is about book or videos on YouTube. So I would love to opted for this hobby, my second hobby, because at least I could equip myself with a few of motivational inspires whenever I feel down or feeling demotivated. So those are my 2 hobbies that I would love to practice on a daily basis, and hopefully that those hobbies could form myself being a better Amin, or being a better engineer, or better person in the future. So the next question would be about what are the amongst of my best achievements in life. So the first achievement that I'm going to tell you is that it is not a really I don't know whether you guys could consider this as achievement or not, but for me it is one of the biggest achievement in my life, which is back to my SPM year when I was sitting for my SPM examination. That moment was still vivid in my mind when I was sitting for the chemistry and biology papers. I was bedridden at the moment. I was sitting for the exam in the hospital, and I was sedated a few times throughout the time of examination, from morning until evening. I was sedated, I was answering, and then I passed out, and then I woke up again, and I answered again, I passed out, and it is a routine for me to pass out and then to keep answering the questions until the finishing of the questions. And Alhamdulillah, I was successful of answering the questions, both chemistry and biology papers, and I managed to get quite good grades for that papers, Alhamdulillah, even though I had to answer those questions while on the bed of the hospital. So that was my first achievement that I could tell with you guys, and those first experience, those first achievement could imply to you guys that I am a relentless, and I have a very a big drive to win in whatever situation it is. So the second best achievement that I could tell, that I could share with you guys, is that back to my first year moment in 2016, when we had a first year experience camp, and I was selected as the best male trainee of the program when I was in the first year, and I was appointed as the best male trainee, and the criteria to be selected for this award is that to be a male trainee which have best leadership, and especially on the leadership character and reliability of managing members of the group. So I was selected as the best male trainee. I was awarded with that title and I was directly appointed as the director of the SPE UTM student chapter BBQ night of year 2016. I was the director of that event and managing all my members under the society, and it was a teamwork success with my fellows first year members to help to make that SPE BBQ night as a successful event for the whole members of the SPE UTM student chapter from first year until the fourth year students, including the lecturers themselves. So if you are talking about dreams, I believe that dreams can be classified into two different characteristics, which is the first one is about the short-term dream, and the next one is to have a long-term of dream. And for myself, I have my own dreams for both short-term and long-term dreams, and I would love to share with you guys about my first dream that I would love to have in my life is that to do a job that I really have passion in it, you know, because I believe that if I do something that I really fond of, even if it is a stressful one, but it is a positive stress, it is not a negative kind of stress. And I believe that every one of us used to hear a saying that sounds like, if you are struggling doing something that you don't like, it is called a stress. But if you are struggling doing a thing that you really like and you really love, it is called as a passion. So that is my first dream in life, which is that to do a job that I really love, and I know that I could contribute, that I know that I could fully contribute to the community with the job that I love doing. And my second dream is that to find my own ikigai, or the purpose of being. I want to wake up every morning knowing what to do, and having a good spirit, and really motivated to do my job. That is my purpose when I wake up every morning. And the third dream of mine is that to be rich, because I know that every one of us have the desire of being a rich person, but not every rich person in this on this world is really fond of being a helpful one to others. So as for me, I would love to be rich, and at the same time, it is not the wealth that I have is not only for myself and my family, but also to help others, to help the needy one, the needy people. So it is my next dream in life. For my next long-term dream in life is that I want to be a successful, professional, and charismatic technical person in my own industry. And I believe that with a great mentor, with the right mentor, and good environment, I believe that those favorable conditions would help me to pave a way in order for me to pursue my dream of being a successful technical person in this oil and gas industry. And my next dream that I could share with you guys is that I want to prove to people that engineering is not a scam course to take, and oil and gas industry is not a dying industry yet, and anyone with the engineering degree could still be a successful person and contribute to the community with whatsoever knowledge that they have. And I would love to inspire the future young generation to inculcate the desire of contributing to the community through the development of the future engineering technology with the involvement of the IR 4.0. And that is my ultimate dream on my career, not only about myself development, but also to inspire the future young generation in contributing to our community through the involvement of the future engineering technology. Next, for my short-term dreams, and I could tell to you guys, and if I would be given an opportunity to be a part of Hablem, my dream is about to be a part of your successful team, working together as a team in order to achieve even more goals of Hablem, even more successful stories of Hablem, and not also to forget that my dream is that to be a beneficial person, contributing to the company, contributing to the community with whatsoever knowledge that I have, that I am about to gain from the industry, and because when you're being a beneficial person, you know that a lot more people is gonna take that benefit from you, from your contributions, from your knowledge, from your insight, in order to make people's life easy. So I believe that that's what engineer does. So bear with me, my next dream may be a bit ambitious, but I do believe that there's nothing impossible in this world, as long as you keep trying until those dreams becomes a reality. And my next dream is that I want to start up my own company. Of course, the company is going to be specializing in the oil and gas industry, and I would love to contribute to the well-being of economy of my beloved country, Malaysia. And ever since the COVID-19 struck us, I do realize and I experienced the hardship in securing a job during this pandemic. So with this dream, at least I could provide even more job offers to the people of Malaysia, and so that we could weather the storm, we could survive throughout this life well. So that is my purpose of starting up my own company, not only about for myself, for my personal achievement, but also to help people for the bread and butter of other families. And my next long-term dream, and it would be my lifetime dream, is that to be an obedient and grateful son towards my parents, because I do realize that this is the right moment for me to repay their good deeds, even if I know that I could never repay them with how much money that I could give to them. I could never repay their good deeds for me until now, raising me from my childhood, from since the moment I was born until now. So this is my ultimate goal. I want to help my parents. I want to repay their good deeds, whether it is from the financial assist or my strength to help them whenever they are in needs. So that is my goal, my personal goal, my personal dream towards my parents and family. And my last dream that I could share with you guys is about my lifetime and my long-term dream, which is to be a good father and a good leader, and a good man, a good exemplary towards my future children and my family, because I just want to raise my future children to become also a beneficial men and women towards the community, and of course I want to be a good exemplary towards them, based on my success stories, in whether it is about my career background, career history, or my achievement, or even my personality, my attitude. I just want to be a great exemplary towards my future family and children. So those are all my dreams that I would really love to achieve from this day, from today, and until throughout my life. So I believe that there's a lot of things that we have to be thankful for, that we have to feel grateful for, and we have to appreciate those blessings that God has given upon us. So as for me, there are so many things that I am feeling grateful of, that I'm feeling grateful about, and I'm gonna list down a few of them. The first thing that I'm really feel thankful for is that I still have a job right now. That, you know, even if during this pandemic I could still secure a job, and I could still getting paid, and I could still manage to pay bills, my study loans, even if during this hard pandemic of COVID-19. And I'm really grateful to still have a job right now. And the next one is that I'm really grateful to have completed my degree, even if I was completing my degree in the midst of pandemic, even if after a series of hardship that I've been through during this pandemic, I have experienced the online classes, the online examination, and I really feel blessed to have completed my degree during this pandemic, because some of my friends couldn't have completed their degree because a lot of related problems. Some of them have the family problem, some of them have the depression problem, and until they found that it was really intense and they couldn't even complete the degree, even if they are on their last semester, on their final semester. So that is why I'm really grateful and feeling blessed to have completed my degree on time, despite of all the hardships that I have been through. And then I am also grateful to be a Malaysian, and I believe that every one of us is really proud and really, felt blessed to be a Malaysian, because what else that we could ever ask for, because we are living in such a peaceful and harmony country. We have a great health facility, we have a great education, we have everything that some of the people from another corner of the world wouldn't even experience, just like what we experience. And I think I am so grateful that I still have my family with me until now. I still have the complete family members. Even in fact, some of my friends have lost their parents, have lost one of their siblings, but I still have my family, my complete family at my back, and I am really grateful to have them as my very important strength, my very main pillar throughout my life. And then I'm also grateful that I am still surviving until now, until today. Even in fact, despite of a lot of setbacks that I have experienced throughout my life until I am today, I am at my 24 years of age, that I'm still surviving until now, I am still living happily until now. I'm really grateful for this kind of happiness and this kind of feeling that I am having right now. And I'm also grateful that I have a great health level, that maybe some of other people don't have that kind of health that they wanted, because I believe that we are not really tend to appreciate our health until we lost our health, you know. Because I'm so grateful that I don't have any health issues or complications like others, because I believe that even if you are extremely rich but you don't have health, it means that you almost have nothing in your life. Because as there's a saying, sounds like health is wealth. So health is very important. Health is very important, and without health, even if you're rich, then your life would go as meaningless. And not to forget about for those who have been staying with me until now throughout my ups and downs, and especially I'm really grateful to have my family members, my close friends, my best friends. They have been a really great supporter throughout my life until now, and I wouldn't even know what would happen to myself and to my life if I don't have such a great support system like them. And that is why I'm really grateful to have them in my life. And then I am also going to insist about being grateful to my own self, because I have been talking a lot about people for these factors, for the factors of things that I am really grateful of. So I'm going to insist about being grateful to my own self, because the thing is that I didn't give up earlier, because I wouldn't even know what would happen to my life, to myself, if I did give up earlier, especially during the moment that I was having a difficult time when I was sitting bedridden while answering the SPM remaining papers. And I don't even know what would happen to my education future if I give up earlier, or maybe if I never answered the remaining SPM papers, because they were really important for my own education pathway. So I am really grateful that I didn't give up earlier. I am really grateful for myself again, about where I am right now and who I am right now, because I think throughout my life I've been doing great, and I believe that there's a lot more and even more successful stories that I am going to achieve in future. So I'm really grateful that I am doing fine right now. I'm achieving, I'm still pursuing my dream until now, and I'm really grateful that I am currently at this position right now. And the last but not least is that I am really thankful to all the series of failures that I have encountered throughout my life, because I believe that failures is the best teacher in life. Because if we never ever felt the feeling of being a failure, or the feeling of facing the failures, we would never ever learn from our mistakes. So I am really grateful that I've been doing a lot of mistakes in the past, and then I have encountered a lot of failures also in the past, and those failures are the essence that is forming myself to be unbreakable and to be even more stronger throughout my life until now. So moving to the next question, which is about what is my expectation on this role and on Hablem Oil Gas itself. So I'm going to tell you guys, I have a few of expectations from this role and your company. For the first one, for the first of my expectation is that I would love to hope, and I'm really hoping that Hablem Oil Gas and this role would be a right place for me to develop my both technical and people skills, especially on the services of your company, any experiences that I could learn from your company, and then the method of dealing with clients from this role. And I'm really hoping that I could develop these skills from this available role in your company. And the second expectation is that I would love to be an expert in especially in the gas calibration field, since I have been informed that the gas calibration system was one of the most renowned service in Hablem Oil Gas. So I would love to be a technical people of the gas calibration, and I'm also expecting to be rotated my roles, not only about the sales executive, but also about the technical or maybe operation workflows in your company, so that I could be an all-rounder at the same time, but still could manage to do that works with good results and performance. And my third expectation about your company is that I would love to widen my networking. I hope from this role at your company would help myself to increase or to widen my networking, because when I manage to widen my networking, it is not only be beneficial for me, but of course it would be beneficial for Hablem as well, because as a technical sales executive you have to have wide networking, because once most of people recognize you could recall you, it means the better opportunity or chances of broadening the coverage of Hablem business, and also for the benefit of my own career development from the widened networking that I could gain from Hablem and this role. So those are my three expectations from this role and Hablem Oil and Gas itself. So the next question is about what is my biggest achievement in PE or petroleum engineering field. So I have been studying for about approximately 4 years in this field. So I just want to share with you guys that one of my biggest achievement in this field is that I have managed to completed my FDP, or also known as the Field Development Project, with my group members, and I was the specialist, the PIC on the surface facilities and also petroleum economics department throughout the FDP time frame. And me and my group members have nailed that projects, and we have successfully answered all the technical questions, all the related questions to that project by the well-versed, experienced Petronas panels, and it was a really exciting moment for every one of us, especially me myself, and I felt that it was a really memorable experience and moment to have successfully answered all the questions from the Petronas panels, and we did a really great presentation at the moment, and was announced as amongst the best presenter of the project, and that was for the first part of achievement in my PE field. And the second part of one of the best achievement in PE is that about my contribution towards my university, towards my field society, which is the SPE UTM Student Chapter Society, when I was selected as the officer of the board of the society. I could still remember during my first year, during our first year time, there was only two two persons which have been successfully selected as officer of the society after going through a few stages of interview, and that was me and my vice director of the SBA BBQ night after the FYE camp. And it was a really memorable and proud moment for me to be selected as the officers of our prestige society at the earlier as a first year time. So that was my best moments in my own field. The first one is about the FTP, and the second one is about my contribution towards my society. And me and my internal affairs officer department, and I have been entrusted into the internal affairs officer department at the moment, and me and my members have done a great job, and we were also nominated as one of the high performing departments during our annual grand dinner of the year 2016 and 2017. So those are one of the best achievements for myself in my own field, which is the petroleum engineering field. And the next question would be about what are my experience in the engineering field. So I'm going to share with you guys the first experience that I've been exposed while I'm in the engineering field was during my moment when I was an intern at my previous company, when I could still remember when our managing director asked me and one of my intern colleagues to get involved in the operation process of the company, when there was a moment when the company was going to implement their new service, which is the service of supplying the ESP, or the electrical submersible pump, and also the descenders supplied by the Odessa Separator Incorporation based in Texas, United States. So it was a bit of exposure on the technical aspect of those equipment, but I could say that it was a completely different experience that I have gained while working in such an operation system, comparing to my university life when I was studying merely about the theory of the equipment, and it was a completely different experience for me. And the second experience in my engineering field is about the current role that I'm holding right now, which is I am currently, and I have the experience of controlling the product quality of my own product that I am taking care of, and I must ensure that my developing products could improve and attain and achieve the zero defects by controlling the spec of my side and the customer side, so that the ultimate goal of the product, which is to achieve the best quality, can be attained. So those are the two experiences that I have gained in my own engineering field, and I am wishing and I'm really hoping to find even more experience in the engineering field, especially in the oil and gas industry, together with Hablem Oil Gas. To be honest, I am currently holding a position as a product quality engineer at one of the MNCs in Penang, specialized in the semiconductor industry. Actually, every one of us, I believe that every one of us have been informed that this pandemic has been a really tough moment, especially for fresh graduates like me, and also for the others, towards the others, because as a fresh graduate we have to compete with a whole bunch of experienced people, technical people, for the same title. And I grabbed this chance as a product quality engineer because I believe that the job description of this position could help me to learn about the customer-based experience, especially when I had to deal with customers from Juniper networks, which based in two different locations, which is the first one based in Sunnyvale, United States, and my second customer is based in Bangalore, India. So I picked this chance because I believe that this opportunity could help me in order to form myself and to develop my people skills, communication skills, and also my English while dealing with clients. And the reason I'm leaving and I'm trying for the available position at your company as a technical sales executive is that because I just want to find my ikigai, that kind of term in Japanese, which is the ikigai or the purpose of living. Because my purpose of living, my purpose of career right now is that to enter my parent industry, which is the oil and gas industry again. And I believe that this available position or opportunity at your company is one of the medium for me to in order for me to get myself right back into the track in pursuing my own dream in the oil and gas industry. So that would answer the questions of what I am doing right now and why would I leave the current position that I am having right now. So that would simplify my answer for your question, for that kind of question. If you're asking me about how long will I work with Hablem if I will be accepted in this role at your company, to be honest, I don't have any immediate plan to move from one company to other company, because I would love to do the job that I have passion in it, that I could have a continuing contribution towards the company, and I would love to be a part of your company and to contribute as a team in your company in order to make any of your company's mottos or goals as a reality. And that was my ultimate purpose in career, which is to do what I love, what I have a passion in it, as long as I could see myself enjoy the job. And I believe that even Hablem Oil and Gas must have their own plan, career development plan for their employees, and I believe in that. So as long as there is a career development plan and different exposure in terms of the job scope, I don't see any problem of staying at Hablem for a longer time. So it seems that we have come to the final question of this tell me about yourself session, which is about why do I feel that I am the right fit for this position at your company. So I'm gonna tell you the reasons. So one of the reasons is that the first one is that I have the experience of doing this role roughly when I was an intern during my degree life. So I'm gonna tell you that this would make your company easier with my bit of experience in this role when I was an intern. So I could do that job with a least or a minimum supervision, because at least I have a roughly picture of the role during my internship experience. So the second point about why do I deserve this position is that I have a diverse experience of handling with customers. The first one when I was an intern, the second one is when I am the product quality engineer that I am currently holding right now. So I have the experience of dealing with different kind of clients in different kind of industry. So that would imply myself to you guys that I am a dynamic person to have a great ability to deal with different clients in the different industry. And the last point, why do I deserve this opportunity, is that because I believe that I have a great communication skills, not a really great communication skill, but I have a good communication skills, and with a bit of exposure in a particular area that requires a good communication skill. So I'm not saying that I'm great at these skills, but I'm telling you that I am really improving on my English and also my communication skills. So I believe that if you guys select me as one of your team, and I'm gonna tell you guys that you won't regret of having me as a part of your team with all the diverse experience and ability that I have in order to contribute for the continuing success of Hablem Oil Gas. So that's it. I think this is the final take for my video session. Before I'm finishing my video, I'm gonna wrap up this session with a very big thank you to all employees of Hablem Oil Gas, to Hablem Oil Gas for giving me such an opportunity to submit this video, especially a very special thanks to Puan Maziah for believing in me, and due to her encouragement that I have successfully submitted this video, even I have been postponing the submission for quite a few times. Thank you very much, and I am really hoping that I could be one of your members in your very great and dynamic team of Hablem Oil Gas. And until then, thank you, and goodbye. Hope to see you guys soon, and Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.